Morning and welcome to the chat on Newsday Amarillo and News Channel 10-2. I'm David Lovejoy.
And I'm Chuckalicious, Chuck Williams.
Rhonda's away from the desk today, but she'll be joining us tomorrow. Right now, we are joined by a very special friend on a mission. She started this out of her home, and it was all to help out people that have been attacked brutally by a cruel person. Miss Glenda Moore has the Kind House Bakery. Now it's a brick and mortar building, still in support of a great effort, the battle in Ukraine, and also just one of the best cinnamon rolls you'll ever taste. Trust me.
Yeah.
Glenda, we're getting closer and closer to that holiday, and all of our thoughts turn to some great food. You're taking orders for Thanksgiving, desserts, and the whole like. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, good. Well, the order taking frenzy ends on Friday at noon. So if you want to order something from Kind House and be in support of humanitarian aid, we need that order by noon on Friday. It's one of our biggest fundraisers that we have of the year. So we just really appreciate you doing that. My goodness, pumpkin pie, pecan pie, German chocolate pecan pie, cinnamon rolls. We have a lot of families that order the cinnamon rolls and then they eat it Thanksgiving morning. That way they kind of tide people over until they have their Thanksgiving meal that afternoon. So we would just really appreciate that. So thank you for letting me come on today and just do a shout out so that people will be aware that deadline does end on Friday. Unfortunately, we can't let more people through because we run by a huge troop of volunteers. And so we've got to line up all of our volunteers and make sure everybody's ready to do that. Also, on Thanksgiving week, we're normally open on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but on Thanksgiving week, we're open on Sunday. No, we're open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for people to pick their orders, not Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And we will also have extra pies and extra rolls. So if you didn't get your order in, come in and see what we have and come grab you a pie and come help Ukraine.
And Miss Linda, I want to speak to that. We know how the news cycle is. It's what is the hot thing of the moment, what's going on. You have embedded yourself in the culture of the Ukraine. You live there. You know those people. They're family to you. And because of how the news cycle is, this is not over. A lot of people in the back of their head think, well, it's not an issue anymore. There's people still suffering. And one of the most brutal winters in this world happens in that region. What are some of the most pressing needs people of the Ukraine need right now?
Well, last year we did purchase, I think it was like 1,000 units of thermal underwear. We bought generators to keep houses going, and we even bought wood for some of the homes. So I know there were I think there were 19 homes that we bought wood and delivered it to, and those are not homes that are near the safe part. Those are homes that are near the front line, that they don't have electricity, running water, they don't have gas, they don't have any of those things. So for them to be able to have life-saving fuel to keep them alive, it's a really big deal. And so we're just super grateful to the Amarillo community and people actually worldwide now that are helping to fund humanitarian aid to Ukraine. So we truly appreciate that. We're part of the Panhandle Gives this year. So if you're planning on making a year-end contribution, make sure you make that to the Panhandle Gives, and you can put Kind House Ukraine Bakery in the memo. Bring that to us the week of Thanksgiving, and we will get that to the bank and help them to have those funds amplified and help that to happen. So we truly appreciate that. Right after our Thanksgiving rush, we have our annual 5K that's coming. It's December 2nd. So if you haven't signed up for Blend Your Buns, we're going to give away 200 cinnamon rolls that day. So if you want one of those yummy cinnamon rolls, you just need to show up to the race and come and support Ukraine. Come help us save lives.
I'm running that day, so believe me, save one for me.
Okay. You got it.
I said this yesterday, and I mean it today. That 200, that's great, but what is everybody else going to get? So,
yeah, right.
What is everybody else going to eat? We saw, especially over the summer and especially last winter, that the infrastructure, those things that you were talking about, power, heating, gas, electric, were targeted by the foreign armies that are invading this country. And this is a dire situation. There's elderly, there's children. We're not just talking about people in the military action. There are families who are going without heat and warm clothing and those sort of things. It is a dire situation in some parts of the country, right?
It is, and one of the things that happens is when we're filming to give somebody their gift of coal or water, the Ukrainian people will often say, "I bow down low to you," and they're not trying to be over dramatic. They're not trying to be, you know, someone who's trying to catch somebody. They're really just pouring out their heart and saying, "Thank you for considering that my life was valuable to save." And so I think that's the thing that people don't understand is. We kind of just go on with our lives here in America. And I get it, I understand, but we've also got to be vigilant to help people in other parts of the world, not just Ukraine. We've got to understand what's happening, and we got to educate our young people what has happened historically. This is something that all of Europe and Great Britain is very concerned about because it's at their doorstep. So it's a really big deal, and if we are not educating each other and our children, we're doing them a disservice.
You know, on the local level, by you being a trailblazer with doing this, are you seeing your cause and what you're doing spreading to other areas for help in the Ukraine?
Yes, there's lots of I guess you would kind of like tree, you know, so
Right.
it's branching out and lots of great things are happening. Of course, we work in conjunction with many other organizations that are also in Ukraine. One of the things that's happening is we have a school that we've adopted, and it is in Borisville, Ukraine. The school is Protis Elementary. There's 70 students there. And so we're actually working with some educators here, and we are thinking about all the different things that we can do for the school. I went to Poland in August and delivered some school supplies for this school, and it was brought to all of the teachers, and they were just so overwhelmed with the excitement about it. They actually are going to join our 5K, so all of the children are walking the same day in Ukraine as we are walking, so they're very excited about that, and we're pleased to have them and be able to support them. We do have some educators that have worked at WT, a superintendent from Grand Rapids, Michigan, that is joining us to help with that. We do eventually intend to go visit the school and see what all we can do to help them. They have a bomb shelter there that's barely large enough for them and the teachers. So we do intend to apply for some grants and some things to help them build a larger bomb shelter so that people in the community can come to that shelter and be safe.
Remember, Friday is the deadline for you to pick up, make that order of some great pastries, some great cakes and pies, dinner rolls. Don't always forget the dinner rolls. So this is the chance. Yeah, it's always forgotten. Friday noon, you said, Miss Glenda?
That's correct. Friday at noon.
Friday noon is the cutoff. You can drop by. They have a shop at 4715 Southwestern, or give them a call at 806-220-8115. Support the freedom of this great nation, Ukraine. Your dollars, your purchase go to humanitarian aid. Make sure men, women, children, elderly, young, whatever it is, are helped and taken care of in the Ukraine. Friday at 12 noon is the deadline if you want to order that special dessert, that cake, that pie, whatever it is. And then don't forget, we'll have Ms. Glenda back in a couple of weeks. They're getting ready for their 5K walk to support Ukraine, and you can be a part of that. Drop by the Kind House Ukrainian Bakery, 4715 Southwestern, or give them a call, 806-220-8115. Ms. Glenda, thank you. Keep the fight going.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You're more than welcome, and keep making those great cinnamon rolls. They're killer. We'll take a quick break. We're back with more chat right here on Newsday Amarillo and News Chat.